Okay, hello and welcome back from the Kinus, all of those who missed out in the last few weeks. We've been talking about the nitzos of Mashiach within each of us, and we started this chapter, which is the third part of our Sefer, discussing the themes that were very clear in hindsight, anyway, in Nun Aleph Nun Beis, where the Rebbe spoke first about Lahavili Ma'aseh Mashiach, and then he spoke about Lichyos im Mashiach, to live with Mashiach, and then Kabalas Pnei Mashiach, and then to just open up our eyes. So we've been looking at the first two. What do we mean, Lahavili Ma'aseh Mashiach, to bring Mashiach? Last week we looked at the concept of living with Mashiach, what the Rebbe meant by that. And now, today, we're going to look at the third theme, and each theme lasted about a month to 6 weeks, sometimes 2 months, was the theme of Kabalas Pnei Mashiach Tzidkeinu. So what was this? And I know that other people like to read, so I don't mind. Don't have to hear my voice all the time. Who'd like to go?
And go Rishti Glasman if you're up to it.
Okay. Let me just make it bigger 1 second. Sorry. Kabalas Pnei Mashiach Tzidkeinu. כשחסידוס אומרת שיש לחייס מהזמן, היינו עם פרשה שבו ועניינה, אחד המשמעויות העיקריות שבזה, היא שיש לחייס עם הדמויות המופיעות בפרשה, אברהם, יצחק, יעקב, יוסף, משה ואהרן וכו'. לראות עצם לא כדמויות מהעבר, אלא כדמויות עם משמעות אקטואלית ללמד באשר הוא שם. So when it says in Chassidus that we have to live with the times, with the meaning, with the Parshas HaShavua and its ideas, so one of the main meanings is that we have to live with the people, with the figures that are in the Parsha, Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Yosef, Moshe, Aaron, etc. We should look at them not like figures of the past, but figures with actual meaning that we could learn from them in our times. בפרשה החסידס בתרא אור לקוטי תורה הוא להפשיט את הדמויות שבפרשה מגשמיוסם ולהדגיש את התכונות הנפשיות הפנימיות שלהם, או שהם יוכל כל אחד למצוא בנפשו שלו. So this could be done in two ways. So the regular way, which is done in the Maimarim of the Alter Rebbe, in the parsha, the Hasidic parsha of the week in Torah Or and Lakutei Torah, it is to strip the figures of their from material, from their physical existence, and to talk more about their spiritual makeup, inner makeup. And that each of us can also find in our nefesh. The dugma l'davar b'nagela Avram Yitzchak Yaakov shetchoniseyim hanafashos hanafshiyos heim ava yira v'rachmim v'lachen k'shehudi loymei b'Torah sapasuk ba'era el Avram el Yitzchak el Yaakov oliver oizois ki mechavein el Avram Yitzchak Yaakov shebenafshay sheshem eskala elav u'ma'orer boy avas Hashem v'yirasei. So an example of this is we can take Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that their spiritual makeup is Ava, Yira, and Rachamim. And therefore, when Yid learns in the Torah the pasuk, and I appear to Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, so he has to see this as it means the Avram, Yitzchak, Yaakov in his nefesh, that Hashem is revealing to him and awakening in him Avas Hashem and Yiras Hashem. Well, derech zeh, Yehudi lo yimed odes Moshe Rabbeinu, shemidasei hu habitul hamuchlat laHashem kamirasei v'nachnu ma, alul nitze b'nafshei as haMoshe shebachol dor b'chinas habitul sheish b'nefesh kol echad miYisrael. And so too, when Yid learns about Moshe Rabbeinu, that his midah is a complete bittul to Hashem, as it said, v'nachnu ma. So he has to find in his nefesh the Moshe in each one, which is the bittul that there is in the nefesh of every Yid. אך במקומות אחרים, וכפי הנראה, הרי זה בעיקר בתרסה של הרבה נשיא דורנו, מודגש היבט נוסף לעניין שעושה הרבה יותר מוחשי. But in other places, and it seems like this is mainly in the Torah of our Rebbe, the stress is also on, there's an additional point which makes it more actual. Ki kasher haRebbe loimed al Moshe shebechumash. When the Rebbe teaches about Moshe in the Chumash, Humiyan mefarish zeis al Moshe shebedor, sheboim luveshes neshama nishmas Moshe v'hu megalem beishiyus be'anhagas tchunas shel Moshe v'lefichach yasa shalanu elav hu al derech u'b'dugmas yachas l'Moshe Rabbeinu b'doirei v'hu ha'ma'er b'chol echad as b'chinas ha'Moshe shebekirbai v'darkai v'al yadai anu miskashim in Moshe Rabbeinu harishon. So the Rebbe right away explains about the Moshe in our generation, in which the neshama of Moshe is enclosed, and he has the nature and the behavior of the tchunis of Moshe, and therefore the yachas of us to the Moshe Bedor. The yachas of us, our yachas to the Moshe in our generation, has to be similar to the Moshe, to the yachas of Bnei Yisrael in their generation, and this awakens in each of us the Moshe, the bechina, the aspect of Moshe which is in us, and through it we connect to the first Moshe Rabbeinu. V'dugma b'letas l'zeh b'sichas Reish Chodesh Shvat Tavshinun. שם מצאתי את הפסוקים שבריש פרשת דברים, ויהי בארבעים שנה, בשתי עשר חודש, באחד לחודש, דיבר מוישה על בני ישראל. רב לכם שבט בהר הזה, בואו ורשו את הארץ. ומפרש עשם על עשר היום, ראש חודש שבט תשנון, בו ימלאו 40 שנה לנשיאס דקות קדושת מרי וחמי אדמר כנשיא התשיעי. מאחרז מוישה רבנו שבדורנו, רב לכם שבט בהר הזה, כבר נשלחו כל מעשינו ועבודתנו, בואי רשו את הארץ, הכניסה לארץ בגאולה מצווה שלמה. וכהנה רבos. So a very an example that sticks out is in the Sicha of Rosh Chodesh Shvat Tavshinun, where the Rebbe quotes the psukim in the beginning of Parshas Dvarim, and it was 40 years in the 11th month, in the first of the month, Moshe spoke to Bnei Yisrael. You're sitting enough too much already near this mountain. Come, let us inherit the land. And the Rebbe explained that on this day, which is Rosh Chodesh Shvat Tavshinun, and in that time, 40 years of the Nasius of the Rebbe, like the ninth Nasi. So Moshe Rabbeinu in our generation calls out, Rav Lachem Sheves Bahar Hazeh, it's enough sitting here because we already finished our Avodah. Come, let us inherit the land. Let's go into the land with the Gula Mitzvah Shlema. Wow. Mikol ze muva ben yanenu. בהמשך למדובר לאל עדס לחסם הזמן דימייס משיח שאם בנגיע לעניין הפרטים בגאולה יהודי צריך למצוא כסד הם מסגשמים בהווה ומהי משמעוסם עבורי כאן ועכשיו הלחץ כמה וכמה בנגיע לדמוס המרכזי של ימייס המשיח מלך המשיח ודאי שיהודי צריך לראות כיצד דמות זו משמעוסיס עבורי בהווה הם בנוצס משיח שבכל אחד והם בעיקר בנגיע למשיח שבדור נמצא איתנו So from all this we understand in our what we're talking about, a continuation of what we spoke about earlier, living with the times of Mashiach. That if in regards to the details of the Geula, a Yid has how they are actual in the present, and what is the meaning of them for us now and here. So even more so in regards to the main character of Yemaisa Mashiach, Yemaisa Mashiach, which is Melech HaMashiach. So of course, the Yid has to see how this person is meaningful for him in the present, and including the nitzis of Moshe in each person, but mainly in regards to the Moshe, which is in our door, that is with us now before the Geula. זמן מיוחד זה שעמדם על סף הגאולה, שלכן צריך לחייס מזמן דימייס המשיח. So, and therefore, after the Sichos of Ka'etz Tavshinun Aleph that we mentioned earlier, where it speaks about in general the tkufa of Yemaisa, the tkufa and the situation that we are the special situation. This is a time that we're standing on the threshold of the Geula, and therefore we have to live with the times of Mashiach. But Sidras Asicha Shal Parshas Vayera Sara told us Vayetze Tavshin Beis Vehen Dibar Rebbe Betsura Brura Al Ishiyusay Uzahusay Shal Mashiach Shemashiach Hu Adam Animtza B'Chol Dor Uv'Dareinu Hu Kfayt Kushas Mervacham Yadmar Sidareinu Ashliach Hayachid Shebedareinu Mashiach Hayachid Shebedareinu Hanasi the Teiras HaChasidus. Well, there say Hemshech the Mali Makamei Shal Achar is that. So after the sichos that we mentioned above, we have the sichos of Parshas Vayera. Sara told us and Vayetze Tavshin Beis, where the Rebbe is speaking in a clear way about the personality and the identity of Mashiach. The Mashiach is a person who is found in every generation, and in our generation, it is the Rebbe, the only shliach in our door, and the only Mashiach in our generation, the Nasi of Teres HaChasidus. And so too, his Memale Makam, his the one who fills his place after that. Ubir she'oise Mashiach kvar nimtza bezgalos ukvar kibel seshluchos agos Yisrael v'chulei. Shall pize move on shekei zehu zman by tzrichel yes Kabalas Pnei Mashiach Tzidkeinu v'pol mamish lekabalas panav shel oise Mashiach shenigla ka'es u'ledugma navi bazeh /in katshe b'sicha Shabbos Parshas Sara Tavshin Beis. So, and the Rebbe explains that Mashiach that is already revealed and already took upon himself the shluchos to redeem Bnei Israel. And the Rebbe explained that, and according to that, we understand that now is the time that we have to accept upon ourselves Mashiach b'Poel Mamish. We have to greet him, greet the Mashiach that is already revealed now. And an example, we will bring the Rebbe's holy words from the Sicha of Shabbos Parshas Sara Tavshin Beis. Hachidish ba'avodas hashlichos shenitzaisa b'miyucha b'zman ha'achrein l'kabel pnei Mashiach tzidkeinu b'gula mitzvos v'shlema v'hu al pi ha'yidua sheb'chol davar dor nailed echad mizera Yehuda shehu roi liyos Mashiach l'Yisrael echad haroi mitzidkasei liyos goyel kshiyagia azman yigala elav ha'Hashem yisbarach v'yishluchu v'chulei al pi ha'das quite okay. The chidush in the work of shlichus is added, especially in the last times. The chiddush in our shlichus that is now added in these last times is to accept, to greet Moshiach Tzidkeinu and the Gula Mitzvah Shlema, and that is. According to what we know, that in every generation there is a person who was born who is from the family of Yehuda, and he is worthy to be Mashiach. One who is worthy because of his tzidkus to redeem. And when the time will come, Hashem will reveal himself and will send him. And according to what the Rebbe announced, the only shliach of our generation, the only Mashiach in our generation, and that we already finished everything. I didn't read this yet, sorry.
Mhm.
Well, Pihei das quite tushas Merav Chami Admar Nesidereno, Shliach Yachid Shebedereno, Mashiach Yachid Shebedereno, Shekvar Simu Asakol. Move on, Shehechel Iskayim, Hashlachna Biatishlach, Hashlicha Shal quite Kudush Merav Chami Admar. So according to what the Rebbe let us know, that the only shliach in our generation and the only Mashiach in our generation, and that we also finished everything. So we understand that now is the time that is already being fulfilled, Shlach Nabiyat Tishlach, the shlichos of the Rebbe. ומזה מובן שהדבר היוחד שכייס נשאר בבייס השליחוס הוא לקבל פני משיח צדקנו בפועל ממש בכדי שהוא יוכל לקיים את שלוחוסי בפועל ולהוציא את כל בני ישראל מהגלות. So we understand from that the only thing we have that is left in our avodas hashlichos is to accept Mashiach Tzidkeinu in actuality, so that he can fulfill his shlichos in actuality and take all Bnei Yisrael out of galus. Noim kankinal ketzad Rebbe medaber al matzias Mashiach b'darenu v'shlichusay elenu kishabar midvarav shakavana he leirak l'inyan shal Mashiach kimusag mufshat אלא למציאס וסגלס של איש בשר ודם, נשמה בגוף, שאפשר להריס עליו באצבע ולא מרזה, נסידרנו משיח שבדרנו. So we see here, as mentioned above, how the Rebbe is speaking about the existence of Mashiach in our generation and his shluchos to us. And we understand from his words that he means that not only the idea of Mashiach in an abstract way, but the actual revelation of a man of flesh and blood and a neshama beguf that we could show with our finger and say, this is him. And from there, the Rebbe says that we have to greet him. ולכאורה משמעות הדברים הפשוטה היא שעלינו להכיר בסקלוסי ולסקבץ סביבי לקבל עושה כמלך משיח ולסקשר אליו בסקשרוס פנימיס כפי שאמור להיות הסקשר של ישראל למלך משיח. So it seems to be that it means that the plain pshat means that we have to recognize in his revelation and to gather around him and to accept him like Melech Mashiach, and to connect to him in an inner connection, as it will be, as the connection has to be of Bnei Yisrael to Melech Mashiach.
Liba, are you there? Liba?
Yes, just a minute. I can. Yes, I'm here. Yeah. Okay. ובתוספת ביאור וחידוד, להתבונן במשמעותן הפשוטה של המילים קבלת פני משיח צדקנו, אבל ההבדל ביניהן לבין הזמן לימות המשיח. Okay, so more explanation. We have to understand the meaning of the word greeting Pnei Mashiach and the difference between them and the other expression that we spoke before, to bring to the days of Mashiach and to live with the time of Mashiach. ימות המשיח הם תקופת זמן, אך משיח צדקנו איננו תקופה או מצב מופשט, אלא איש כפשוטו. Okay, so ימות המשיח is a period of time, but when we speak about Mashiach Tzidkeinu, it's not a period, or it's not something, how you say mufshat?
Abstract.
Abstract, but it's a person, a physical person. הלשון להביא מורה על דבר שאיננו כאן וצריך להביא אותו. הלשון לחיות או לקבל, מורה על דבר שקיים כאן בהווה, וצריך רק לקבל ולהכיל אותו. So the words who bring, it shows of something that's not here and we have to bring it. The word to leave or to greet, it shows on something that is already here in the present. We just have to accept him and to להכיל, how you say להכיל? To accept him, אוקיי. ולכן, להביא לימות המשיח, מורה צריך לעשות מאמצים, it's not at the moment. הביטוי לחיות עם הזמן לימות המשיח, מדבר על המצב בזמן של ימות המשיח, שבמידה מסוימת כבר מתרחש בהווה, ועלינו לחוות אותו כראוי כנזכר לאל. So the expression to live with Mashiach, with the times of Mashiach, speaks about the time and the situation and the time of the days of Mashiach, but in a certain way, it's already happening now in the present, and we have to experience it as it's supposed to be, like we said before. ואילו הביטוי קבלת פני משיח צדקנו, מורה שיש מסוים נמצא, אף הוא בהווה, בצורה גלויה, ועלינו לקבל אותו. But the third expression, to greet Mashiach, shows that Mashiach is already here as a person, as a certain person, in the presence, in an open, revealed way, and we have to greet him. So it's like, in a way, it's 3 stages or 3 levels, yeah?
Yeah, and that progressively get more and more like closer, right? More and more. First it's lahavi, you're bringing something that's not yet here. Then you're living with something, that means it's already here. And then you're greeting, that means already the person is here. So it gets more and more physical, more and more actual with every stage.
ולכן, את להביא לימות המשיח מגדיר הרבי כי הנקודה העיקרית שבחיי כל אחד ואחד מישראל, הוא כללות ישראל במשך כל הדורות. והרעש הגדול שישנו מכך בדורנו, הוא רק הדגשה יתרה בדורנו זה ובתקופתנו זו. So that's why the Rebbe speaks when bringing Mashiach. So the Rebbe said this is the main point in the lives of every Jew and in all Yidden, in all the generations. But the big tumor that we make in our generation is just more of stressing, more stressing this point in our time. ישראל עבדו להביא לימות המשיח, אלא שלא תמיד הגדירו את המטרה בצורה כה ברורה. משיח, but they didn't define the target in such a clear way. But now this target is very stressed. ולעומת זאת, את העבודה של קבלת פני משיח צדקנו, מגדיר הרבי כחידוש שנתחדש בזמן האחרון. But this is a new thing that was renewed in the last time, in this recent time.
The great Mashiach. Okay.
Yeah. ולא של הגלות המשיח, אכן לא היה שייך מושג, just a minute, what's the last word? מושג זה כפשוט.
ולא היה קודם כן.
It wasn't, we didn't have it before. It's a new thing that was renewed recently, because till now, it wasn't this time of the revealing of Mashiach, it wasn't shaykh this union of Mashiach as simple as a person.
Right, because you can't, until you have a Skalos Mashiach, you can't have Kabalas Pnei Mashiach, right? So Tlahavin Mashiach was something that was always there. But Lichyotzi Mashiach and Kabalas Pnei Mashiach was only something that was new for our time. Okay, so now we've kind of mentioned that in general, that Kabalas Pnei Mashiach, the way the Rebbe implied it, can only be after you have an Eskalos of Mashiach. However, what we're going to see now is that in some way, there was also, in a way, of a Kabalas Pnei Mashiach throughout the generations, but different to how it is in our time. So let's try to understand that now.
קבלת פני משיח לאורך הדורות. ואם נרצה, נוכל גם בזה למצוא שמעין העניין של קבלת פני משיח במשמעות הנ"ל של ישראל. So if we want, we can find also in this thing that something of the idea of the concept of greeting Pnei Mashiach in meaning that we spoke before, connecting to a person, מלך המשיח, was in a certain way also in the פרועה בפרקים הקודמים, מלכות דוד היא המלכות הנצחית של ישראל, גם בזמן הגלות, שגם על זה, הזמן זה נאמר, אין מלך לישראל, אלא מבית דוד ומזרע שלמה בלבד. וגם אז ישנה ההתקשרות של עם ישראל עם בית דוד. Because like we spoke in the previous chapters, the kingdom of David is an eternal kingdom, also in the time of the exile, like it said that there is no king to Am Yisrael, only from the house of David and from the descendants of Shlomo. And also then, in the time of the exile, we are connected to Am Yisrael and Beis David. Okay. אך כיוון. Okay, I hope now it's better. Is it okay now? Do you hear me well?
Yeah, now it's better.
Okay. אוקיי, אך כיוון שבזמן הגלות, ישראל נתונים בפועל תחת עול זרים, ואין אדם מסוים אשר יאמר עליו כי הוא זה המלך מבית דוד, ואף שבכל דור ישנו אחד שראוי להיות משיח וכולי, כנ"ל, הרי הוא נמצא בהלם ולא מזוהה כמשיח. אזי, okay, just a minute, let's start here. But because of the times of the goddess, we are actually under the yoke of the strangers, and there's no person that he can say that he is from the house of David, he's the king of house of David, even though that in every generation there is one that he can be the Mashiach, but he's not identified as Mashiach, he's only, in a hidden way he's Mashiach. אזי ההתקשרות הנצחית של ישראל עם בית דוד מתבטאת בכך שאינם רוצים באף מלך אחר, ומצפים כל היום למלך המשיח שיחזיר מלכות דוד ליושנה. So in this situation, we don't know who exactly is the מלך המשיח, our connection, the eternal connection of Am Yisrael with the house of David is expressed in a way that we don't want any other king besides the melech of Beis David, and we're yearning and waiting for every day that the Mashiach will be revealed and will bring the kingdom of Beis David back to as it was. ולכן, בסוף זמן הגלות, כאשר נעמד מלך מבית דוד, אזי מתבקש מאליו שבני ישראל שתמיד חיכו לו עד עתה, כעת התקבצו סביבו והתקשרו עמו. So that's why in the end of the Golos, when there is a king from Beis David, so it's understood that all Bnei Israel that yearned for him the whole time, they will gather around him and will be connected to him. ובדרך זו יובנו דברי הרבי בשיחה הידועה של בית ניסן תשמח, בנוגע להכרזה יחי המלך. So in this way we can also understand what the Rebbe spoke in the famous Sikha of Beis Nisan about the declaration of יחי המלך. וזהו גם מה שמרגישים בעקבתא דמשיחא על דבר הצורך להכריז עד מתי. ויש לומר שנוסף על הדגשת הציפייה, הבקשה והדרישה על הגאולה, שיבוא משיח צדקנו בפועל ממש, באופן דמראה באצבעו ואומר זה, הנה המלך המשיח, בשר ודם, כפסק דין הרמב"ם, יעמוד מלך מבית דוד וכולי ויקבל את צדקי ישראל, יש בהכרזה זו גם התוכן ועניין ההכתרה יחי המלך. Okay, so that's why we're making a big tumor in the end of the Ikvus HaMashiach about the need to declare Ad Mosai. We have to explain that besides, added to the stressing the waiting and asking and demanding that the Geulah will come, that Mashiach will come actually before Mamish in a way that we can show with the finger and say, here is the Melech HaMashiach, flesh and blood, like the Rambam Paskand, that will stood up the king of Beis David and he will gather all Am Yisrael. So in this declaration, there is also the meaning of crowning Yehi Melech, crowning the king. ומדבריו מובנים שני עניינים. א', הזעקה עד מתי היא לא רק זעקה כללית על ביאת המשיח בכלל, אלא גם ובעיקר זעקה להתגלות, על ביאת הגאולה בכלל, אלא גם ובעיקר זעקה להתגלות מלך המשיח, יעמוד מלך בבית דוד. So the first thing, the screaming ad Mosai, it's not only screaming generally till when Mashiach, when the Geula will come, but it's especially demanding, asking that the Melech HaMashiach will be revealed about the Melech HaMashiach. He should יעמוד מלך בבית דוד, okay? ולכן, and that's why, the second thing is, הזעקה עד מוסי, בפנימיותה, היא בעצם הכרזת התקשרות למלך, יחי המלך. אלא שבזמן הגלות, בהיעדר מלך בגלוי, ההתקשרות למלך מתבטאת בשאלה עד מתי נהיה בלא מלך המשיח. So the second thing is really the premise of this, how do you say, not screaming, it's
announcement.
Announcement, okay?
Proclaiming. Okay? Yeah.
It's in the meaning, in premise, it's actually declaring that we are connected to the king, Yehi Melech. But in the times of Golus, when there is no revealed king, then the connection to the king is expressed in the question, Ad Mosai, we will be without מלך המשיח. כשמגיע הזמן המתאים, כלומר, כשישנו מלך גלוי, שאפשר להצביע עליו, אזי הזעקה עד מתי הופכת באופן טבעי להכרזת ההכתרה יחי המלך. But when it comes the right time, and we have already a king that he's revealed, and we can show them with a finger, so then this declaration of Ad Mosai is turning in a natural way to declaration and crowning יחי המלך. זאת ועוד, כמובן בפרקים הקודמים, עמידתם של רבותינו, נשיאינו, בדורות האחרונים לקראת ביאת המשיח, היא חזרת מלכות דוד ליושנה. So like we said before in the previous chapter, that Rabbeim in the previous generations, how they stood greeting, standing, how you say, לקראת ביאת המשיח. So the way they stood, that was actually coming back the Malchus Beis David. ולכן ההתקשרות של ישראל עם רבותינו נשיאינו, היא חידוש הברית וההתקשרות הנצחית של ישראל עם דוד וזרעו. So our connection of Am Yisrael with the Rabbeim, this is the renewing our bris and the eternal iskashos of Am Yisrael with the Malchus Beis David and his descendants. ויתרה מזו, שהיא מעין ודוגמת ההתקשרות העמוקה של ישראל עם מלך המשיח, התקשרות של יחידה ביחידה, ועד להתקשרות של עצם אחד. ובזה בעצם מתחיל כבר העניין של קבלת פני משיח צדקנו. So even more so, it's an example of the deep connection of Am Yisrael with Melech HaMashiach, which is the connection of Yechida with Yechida, till the connection of one essence. And in this actually starts already the inyan of greeting Pnei Moshiach Tzidkeinu. אלא שבזה עצמו ישנו תהליך של בירור והתגלות המשמעות. כלומר, שבתחילה לא ברור ומודגש הקשר שבין רבותינו נשיאינו ובין חזרת מלכות דוד ליושנה על ידי משיח, ועם הזמן, בפרט כעת, שישנו כבר הגילוי של משיח וכולי, אזי מתברר שנשיא הדור הוא המשיח שבדור. Okay, so in this there is I say תהליך, it's a few stages in it that we are clarifying and understanding the meaning. means that in the beginning we don't see the connection, and it's not stress the connection between our Rabbeim and the coming back of the kingdom of Beis David through Mashiach. With the time, and especially now, that there is already the revelation of Mashiach, now it becomes clear that the Nasi Hador, he is the Mashiach in a generation, and the connection with the connecting to the Nasi Hador, it is this connection. בהתקשרות עם נשיא הדור, היא ההתקשרות עם מלכות דוד הנצחית, ועם מלך המשיח, הוא מובטח, וזהו החידוש שנתוסף בזמן האחרון בעבודת השליחות, קבלת פני משיח צדקנו. So connecting with our נשיא הדור, this is the connection with the eternal kingdom of David HaMelech and with Mashiach, as it's promised. And that is the chidush that was added in the last time in the work of Shlichus. This is the chidush of greeting Pnei Mashiach Tzidkeinu. וכל זה חוזר לאותה נקודה נזכרת לעיל, התגלות ניצוץ משיח, כי ההתקשרות האמיתית עם משיח שבדור, היא מצד ניצוץ משיח שבכל אחד מישראל, של היותו ניצוץ מנשמת משיח הכללית, הרי הוא דבוק וקשור ודבוק בשורש נשמתו משיח הכללי. So we're coming back to the same point that we spoke before, the revelation of Nitzotz Mashiach, because the real iskashus with the Mashiach in our generation comes from the Nitzotz of Mashiach that in each and every one of us, that because this is the Nitzotz of the Neshama of Mashiach, the general Mashiach, the general Neshama, that's why he's connected and is part of the source of his Neshama, the general Mashiach. ולכן גילוי ההתקשרות האמיתית עם מלך המשיח היא על ידי גילוי ניצוץ משיח שבקרבו, וכן לאידך גיסא שהכוח לגלות ניצוץ משיח שבקרבו הוא על ידי ההתקשרות עם המשיח שבדור. So what was before? Oh, the revelation of the real connection with Mashiach, with the king of Mashiach, it's through this nitzos of Mashiach that is inside of each one. But from the other side, the strength to reveal this nitzos of Mashiach that inside him, it becomes through the iskashos with the Mashiach of the generation.
So it's like two sides, right, of the same coin. We have the nitzos within us that gives us the ability to connect with the Nasi Hadar, with the Mashiach of the Dar, and that nitzos also gets revealed through our iskashos to the Mashiach of the generation. Mm-hmm. So it's like they help each other. We need on both sides. We have the ability to do it because we have that spark of Mashiach within us. And at the same time, the revelation of the kayach of that spark comes out when we're connected to the Nasi.
וגם זאת אפשר לקשר לאמיתת עניינו של משיח וניצוץ משיח שבכל אחד מישראל, מה שהוא דבר אחד עם עצמות אין סוף כניסה לאל. We can also connect it to the inyan of the real, what's the real inyan of Mashiach and the spark of Mashiach that in each one of us. And this is the point that we are all actually one thing with the essence of Ein Sof. כי כפי שמשמע מדברי הרבי בכמה מקומות, ההתקשרות האמיתית עם מלך המשיח היא התקשרות עצם נשמתו של כל יהודי עם עצם נשמתו של משיח, שהיא דבר אחד עם עצמות אין סוף. So, we understand in a few places from what the Rebbe said, that the real connection with the Mashiach is connecting his essence of the neshama of each Yid with the neshama of Mashiach, that his neshama is one thing with the essence of Ein Sof. גילוי פשוטות העצמות של עצמות ומהות יתברך, כפי שזה מתגלה בפשיטות העצמות של משיח צדקנו, ועל ידי זה מתגלה הדבר בפשיטות של כל אחד ואחד מישראל. כפי שהתבררו הדברים לכוון, פרק 100 בעזרת השם. So the revelation of the essence of Hashem, it's revealed in the pshitos of the atzmut, of the essence of Mashiach, and this through him, through Mashiach, it will be also revealed in the pshitot of each one of us. And like it will be explained in the next chapter. In the Pnei.
Right. Okay. So that was accept Mashiach. Then we see that the Rebbe then moved into L'fkach night. That all we need to do is to open our eyes. So what does that mean?
Maybe Rivki wants to read, or you want to read?
Rivki? I think Rivki was tired. Rivki
Me?
Lansky.
Okay.
It's a little hard for me to read after laryngitis.
Okay. Rivki Lansky, you're too tired.
I could read if my baby doesn't make too much noise.
Okay, go ahead.
לפקח עסקיניים, בשיחס של חדש כסלי טבעס תשמין בייס, אמר רבא כמה פעמים שכל ענייני גאולה כבר נמשכו בעולם הזה הגשמי, וכעשר רק לפקח עסקיניים לרעיסס המציאס בפועל ממש, שבני ישראל מסובים יחד עם הקדוש ברוך הוא לסיבס של הבר והלוויסן, ולשון הרב בשיחס שבס פרשס ויצי תשמין בייס. So in the Sichos of Kislev and Teves of Tashmin Beis, the Rebbe said a few times that all of the inyanim of the Geula were already drawn down into this physical world, and now the only thing left is to open up our eyes and see this reality in actuality, like recognize this, that all of the Yidden are already sitting around gathered together with Hashem by the Seudah of the Sharabar and the Leviathan. And this is the words of the Rebbe. So the only thing that's missing is that a Jew should open up his eyes properly and see how everything is ready for the Geula. יש כבר סלב יסם אשר בר ויין המשומר, ובני ישראל כבר יש מסביב השולחן, שולחן אביהם, מלך מלכים מלך הקדוש ברוך הוא, יחד המשיח צדקנו, כדי סבב ספרם שבכל דר ישנה אחד מזר יהודה שהוא ראה אליאס משיח, ובדרינו נשיא דרינו, כבוד כדי שמר אחד מאדמר, ולאחר רבם שנה מסתכלס כבוד כדי שמר אחד מאדמר, יש כבר גם לב לדס מניים לירס מזמנים לשמיה. So these are the words of the Rebbe. The Rebbe says that we already have a set table. We already have the Lev Yasin and Sharabar and Yain and Mishomer. And the Jewish people are already sitting around the table of their father, which is the King of all kings, Hashem, together with Moshiach Tzidkeinu. Like it says in Sfarim, that in every generation, there is one person who's from the seed of David, who is worthy to be Mashiach. And in our generation, this is our Rebbe, Nisi Derenu. And after 40 years since his Histalkas, we already have the heart to know and the eyes to see and the ears to hear, to recognize this.
Right, that's the idea that after 40 years, a student finally understands the teachings of their teacher. So since
רק ליאס כאמר שיפתחו את הלב לדעת ויפתחו את העיניים לראות ויפתחו את האוזניים לשמוע והדרך זה שינצלו את כל המחבר משסה גידים גשמיים נעשה ולימוד התורה בקיים המצוות בכלל ללימוד פנימי התורה כפי שנסגלה בתורה החסידות וקיים הרייס רבסינו נשיאנו. So now there only needs to be, like we said, that we should open our heart to know, and we should open our eyes to see, and we should open our ears to hear. And similarly, to use all of our 248 limbs and 365, what is that? Sinews, physical one. Using our physical body, every single part of it, in addition to learning Torah and keeping mitzvahs in general, we should learn the Pnimius HaTorah, the way that it's revealed in Torah Chasidus, and fulfill the harais of our Rabbeim, including to learn inyanim of Geula, so how do we need to learn about Geula? In addition to Torah mitzvahs, we should learn about Geula. This helps us open up our minds and our heart. And how should we learn? In a way that it will open the heart and the eyes and the ears. Sheyavinu yiru v'yishmu b'pashtus mamish b'gashmes ha'ayla v'sagila midas v'shlema b'payil mamish. So we need to learn in a way that will open our eyes and our to see and hear literally, like physically, in the physicality of the world, the Gila Midas Vashlam Pal Mamish. So we have to learn in a way that will help us see it. To learn the Torah of Mashiach. So we need to learn the Torah of Mashiach in a way that we could see it. That it's not to learn it as something of the future, but as something that's already available, that's already here. So you just have to open your eyes and you'll see it. Do you want to add anything or fix anything?
No.
Okay. To move on the bitoy mufla b'yeser sheyesh b'habenis mashma usay, and we have like similar words in the sichos in the following weeks, and clearly we need to this is like wondrous expression, like kind of shocking, and we need to try to understand what it means. Ubepashtus efshar lahavin shakavani hi liftayach es einei haseichel ahakir b'seichel es mashma'usay admitas shel mitzvah she'ani rayim. So obviously, when it says open your eyes, so it can't be your physical eyes because our eyes are open, but it means to open the eyes of our mind, to recognize in our intellect the true meaning of the existence that we see. And like we said above, to know and recognize that we're standing at the beginning, at the entrance of the days of Mashiach. So this is the idea here, to learn in Yana Geula, and through this we'll be able to meditate, like on the existence of the world and see the Geula in a, like, literally see it, how it's actually here. So the simple meaning is we should learn more in Yana Geula Mashiach, and through that we're going to be able to see how we're actually standing at the Geula. We'll be able to recognize it, and maybe we can also understand something more from here, which we'll try to explore in Perek Memalev.
Don't you love it? We always say I'll get up to a certain point and then we're going to continue in, a few chapters later. We keep having to hang in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think our time is up. So we will finish this and the Yunim of this chapter with Hashem, with Mashiach himself in Yerushalayim.
Amen. Yes.
Amen. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Because the bottom line is that we've